walk. So there they go away at the walk, and I don't want them to go away at the trot. They just go away at the walk. Also, this near side horse, I'm not sure that I'm happy with his teeth at the minute, but what I'm going to do is open them up and have a look with the old torch up in there, because if you look at his head carriage, his nose is too far forward, way too far. When you compare that this is his mate, his workmate, and his head carriage, his face is much more vertical, and the other one's going like a camel at the minute, isn't he? So that could be a little bit of tooth problem. That could be all sorts of things, but we eliminate what's the obvious. All right, lads, we eliminate. That's me he's talking about, not the horses. So they're going nice now, and we're just going to ask them to come up. Right, boys, trot. Hey, wake up, trot, trot. And they got to go along. So what I'm going to ask them to trot now. I'm going to ask them to jig. Right, they don't do this, and they've never done it. So steady, jig, 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 jig. So real slow trot, yeah? Jig. And what Debbie's done, she's put the near side horse's rein under the offside horse's rein. And you can see every now and again when he lifts his head up out of position, he gets a slight reminder to put it down. We'll have to sort that out. And his mouth's not quiet, his mouth's moving all the time, tells me something ain't comfortable. Not terribly uncomfortable, because he don't show it on any other sign of his body. He's not saying to me, oh my God, look, I'm uncomfortable. He's not saying that. He's not shaking his head. He's not doing any of the things that might indicate to me he's not comfortable. Clamping his tail, moving his ears, doing all of that. He's not doing any of that, so I'm not really, too bothered. If you look at this offside horse's neck, you can see the sun really shining on it, and it's making it glisten. That's the diet they're on. So they're on, microlysed linseed, quite a lot of that, which would equivalent to a good coffee cup full a day, maybe more. And then they're on calm and conditioner. Well, we're not worried about the calm, we're looking for the conditioner part of it, high, and it's is the best one you can get for us anyway. It's very, very high in oils and carbs, so it's keeping the weight on their back. And the other thing on it is they're on a balancer. Come on, baby. Bigger boys. They're on a balancer, and they're also on some two other things. I can't think what they're called now, but one is like it's a nice calmer for their stomach, for their digestive system. So it's a pink coloured pellet. We only give about half a mugful, and I don't know what it would relate to in humans, but maybe something that would settle your stomach, stop the acid level, take that up. And the other thing they're on is some minerals that we just put in, just to keep. So they're on quite a bit of food. I suppose it would equate to a bucket a day, definitely, without any question. When I say a bucket, ordinary black standard red bucket, half in the morning, half at night, But they're coming out now a lot better, and they're going along, and I'm not having to put a load of weight on them. Also, the other thing is these have been used to being driven in, well, it's certainly a steel bit, I believe Liverpool's, or miniature reversible, or a Buxted. They're all one of the same thing. They're all a cantilever bit, or a butterfly or something. But you can see they're going quite well with just the soft rubber that we use, and they're just going along lovely, working together nice as a pair. And they're doing their job. So all in all, quite happy. Debbie's over from Canada, and as I say, she looks after things when I go out there, sorts out all the clinics, etc. and stuff. Come on, baby. Along with the great and glorious Stan Garczynski, who everybody knows. Stan is the one who wrote this, our theme tune, if you like, our song. Do you know what I mean? As we're going along like that now. Come on. So that's it, yeah. So they're going along sweet. You can see he's just dropping his head now, but it's been I'm trying not fighting, I'm not trying to get head carriage on him. But if you look at his mouth, it keeps going. I don't know if you can see it. So the near side horse, when I turn his head there, you can see it outside, you can see it inside, and it's constantly chewing, yeah? Now that would say to me that he might have he could have a wolf tooth, and it never bothered him before, because where the wolf tooth is set in the head, it's all right all the time. You use a bit that's around 1/2 inch in diameter, you know, if you use a bit at that size, it's never really going to bother him, you know. But it could be that these all rubber bits are a bit fatter by at least 1/4 inch, so that could be just touching it and just a little bit of concern to him. But he's not unhappy. If he was unhappy, then, you know, or I thought he was distressed in any way, I would stop. Because obviously I don't want a horse that's distressed and doesn't like what I'm doing. I want them to love what I'm doing, you know. I want them to have a nice time. So if you look at their tails, are nicely off their quarters, yeah, their ears are pricked forward, they're travelling down here, and they, you know, they're happy. And I want them safe, confident and happy in any sphere of harness work. I've always said it, and I try and live my life, you know, by my principles. That's what I try and achieve with them. And if you can drive a pair of these where the man couldn't handle them, you know, like you were saying, they was getting strong, they wouldn't listen, they was bargy, pushy, come out fast, too fast, you had to let them go on for a while before they'd settle. Well, that's no good. You know, I had someone say to me before, they're absolutely lovely to my pair of horses, as long as you let them run for about, you know, let them get on for a couple of miles. After that, they're really fine. Well, that ain't no good. Them horses ain't trained properly or broke properly or gentled or whatever you want to call it, because horses have got to do, I mean, you don't get in your motor car, turn it on, put it in gear and fold your arms, do you? I mean, the motor car is only there for one thing, and that is to provide the power to take you along. That's what it's there for, to provide the power. So if you look at horses in exactly that manner, that's what they're there for, is to provide the power, and everything else is down to you. So when things go wrong, it's very seldom the horse's fault, but it's definitely the driver's, or the standard of which they've been broke. I know thousands of people broke their own, well, a lot of people anyway, broke their own horses, done a perfectly good job. You know, a good job, and the horses are right. But you don't hear about all the other ones that go wrong, and they sell the horse, and it was it, and they don't even tell their friends or relations, because they're embarrassed that they've messed the horse up trying to break it. And there's hundreds of those. I mean, so thousands of those, there's definitely thousands of those. So, you know, I'm not touting for business, we've got more work than we can cope with, but that's the truth of it, yeah. These are 2 Lipizzaners. They're owned by a man, an older fella, and he's not like all of us. As we get older, he's not as agile as he was. So they've got to be right. So here they're going. So here, if I just show you now what they'll do, I'll put them on a slack rein with no rein on them at all, yeah? He's going to drift out because of this mouth thing, you know? There's some bags there he don't quite sure of. And at his time of life, this horse, likely 12-year-old horse, I think one of them's 10, one of them's 12, I believe. I'll tell you if I could look in their mouths. But, yeah, so he'd go along down here, no rein on at all, wouldn't run away, just trip-trop along like that, not pick up speed, well, tiny little bit, but nothing, where they just want to trot, you know. And if I say to them now, I'll just take the reins in my thumb and forefinger, bearing in mind I've only got rubber bits in their mouth. So there's the thumb and forefinger there, can you see? Steady, can you see? Straight back to a walk, and that's just thumb and forefinger. Well, there's only a certain amount of pressure you can apply on that before it would slip through. So, you know, the rein will slip through your hand. So, in that respect, you know, I'm very happy. I'm pleased the way they've come on. They've been with me now, I don't know if it's coming up to 2 weeks, but they're definitely marching on and making progress. Because when the fella first got them, he said they was perfect. So, no disrespect to the man in any way, but little things slip. And perhaps, I don't know how to say this without saying, but perhaps a horseman wouldn't have let them slip. You know, everything that goes wrong with horse starts with a little tiny thing. You allow them to do that, next thing you know, they're doing something else. So by that, I mean, when you're driving horse, when I tell them to walk, they've got to walk, and they don't trot until I ask them to trot. So I ask them to walk, they walk. When I ask them to trot, they trot. They still don't know my voice yet, or the way I speak to them. And I noticed when the fella come out and sat up by the side of me, and he drove another pair of horses I had in, he was talking to them all the time. That ain't no good. you don't want to talk to them at all other than giving them a command, yeah, or a request of what you would like them to do. Then they get them 10 words stuck in their head, whether it, like we say walk, and then we say walk on, and then we say trot and trot on. Why people ever say trot on to start with, I don't know. How'd you go faster then? Say trot on again, you're better off saying trot, and then trot on, and make a clear distinction between the two instructions, and the horse will soon pick it up. Also, I want you to pay attention to this horse here directly in front of me. The offside horse, that's a lovely thing to see. And that proves my point. This other horse is not quite happy in his mouth. You see this horse swinging his tail? He's totally relaxed, yeah? His ears will be like rubber. He don't care how tight this car comes to him. He don't care, look. Slack rein, he still swing his old tail, and he's happy, yeah? And when they do that, the only way they can do that, they're not tightened up, i.e. the tail is a continuation of the spine. So, you know, he's relaxed, isn't he? He's rubbery, his spine, look. He's just comfortable. He's just doing it. The other horse ain't the same, quite the same. He ain't terrible bad. And if you look, I've got more rein here on the outside of this horse than I have on this one at all. If you could get off and walk by the side, you see both these reins are slack. I don't know if Debbie will just lean out the carriage now over this side here as far as she can and see if she can show you the outside rein, you know. So it's really slack, can you see? Look, just hanging down, doing nothing at all. So the only horse I'm driving is the near side horse. The only horse I'm driving is the near side horse, and I'm only driving him off of one rein, and that's the near side rein. But if you look at the other one, the coupling rein going across is slack compared with how tight that one is. Now they're all the same behind the buckle. The adjustment's the same on them where I want it to be. But this horse here, he's got no rein on him, just walking along, and he's happy as anything. And that horse is a little bit uptight, and I think it's his mouth, but I'll investigate that. And it could be all sorts of things. It certainly won't be that he's sore in his mouth due to a harsh bit, because we never use them. And when people say to me, oh well, you know, like you know, he goes, you know, you must have a firm contact at all time. If I hear that anymore, it drives you around the bend, keep saying that. How can I drive all the hundreds of horses we've got, thousands of horses we break and train, and they're all on a slack rein and doing as they're told, you know, with a rubber bit that's nice and gentle in their mouths? Why would it possibly be that we would, you don't want to go swapping, mate, do you? This is a convertible, look. We could have a swap, we don't mind. Go on, trot boys, trot. So the other thing I'm going to do now is take advantage of the fact that Debbie is over here, visiting, organising a trip for next year is the main reason she's here. And what we'll do is we'll put her on the reins with these horses, yeah? She drives a pair at home when she gets a chance. Obviously living in the middle of Canada in Saskatchewan, after years covered in snow, so she'd either be out in a sledge or a four-wheeler. But a lot of the time it's just even too heavy for a sledge, you know, for a... Go on, babe, come on. Or a sleigh, as they call them. Come on, get up. Come on, come on. Get up, come on. Good boy, come on. So as you can see, this is Debbie, you know, from... She's just see her little hands. I've just asked her not to drive one-handed, just to drive with two hands, just to show you that they're going perfectly sweet for her. And obviously she's just arrived from Canada yesterday, and therefore she's, you know, they don't know her voice, and she's, you know, talks with a bit of a twang, you know what I mean, so they don't know, and yet they're doing nice for her and walking up. Can you just stop them now? Just that's it. Then ask them to walk off, Deb.
Walk on.
That's it. So there you go. Debbie's on the reins there. Say hello, Deb, to the camera.
Hi.
Yeah, Deb's a bit shy, like that. But there you go, mate. That's it, yeah. So you can see, you know, they're going much better. We've only been, well, we're not done 3 mile yet, and we're going home. They know where home is now, and they're not pulling on or her hands or giving her hard time at all. and they're just accepting it. You see this horse's tail here, content and happy, swinging as though it's beautiful. That horse not so much. I've told you might be something wrong with his mouth. I'll sort that out if it can be done, but he's, you know, he ain't floating like this horse. He's got a bit of movement in it, but not enough to, you know, but we'll have a look at that and see. That's nothing, might be nothing at all. So that was a little something in that garden that just upset him. Heard a little something, children playing behind there. Come on, baby. But I didn't growl or shout at him, did I? There's no point. So something just feared him for a minute. Just made him move over, you know, made him jump like that. All right, my old darling. How's it going? Busy?
Yeah, pretty nice.
Lovely, good. So, come on, mate. Come on, boy. Yeah. It's just a cyclist here coming by. They're very nice lads. They always call out and say they're coming, which is great. I mean, in point of fact, we'd sooner they didn't say a word to come past, so that it just comes into, because it's very quiet, and it comes into the line of sight of the horse and makes them jump. But of course, obviously, they get used to it and are not so spooked by it. So these horses was clean and nice, you know, when they were yesterday, and it was all nice and tidy, and they've obviously had a roll and in a bit of muck and got themselves untidy. Also, they're shifting their coat real fast now, and this being a gorgeous weekend, it will push it out even more. So we're not taking them far, because it's like I'm wearing an overcoat. So we're just going to take them 4-mile trip they'll do today, but it'll be one of them ones, short trip, big lesson, you know, and you can see there that they're proper doing their job nice.